Welcome back to another episode of the Food Community Podcast. LA Icon. Behind the boards, we got my boy, Rich Homie Juan.
What's up?
That's right. And to my right, your left, we have the incomparable future face of Compton, Charly Stone.
What's good, man?
There it is.
With the handshake?
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing today?
He said incomparable. Big ass word.
I don't even know what that
I don't
means.
even know what
but
that
I'll take
is.
It means
Shit sounds
there is,
important.
there is no comparison
Sound
that
important.
can be made.
Spence,
What
huh?
that
Okay,
means.
okay.
Long story short, yeah. So, how's the traffic?
It was all right. The homie drove halfway, though, so it was cool.
I was gonna say all kinds of stupid. We're gonna let it rock. Shout out to the homie Monos in the building. We also have another Compton legend that I'm not willing to disclose at this moment yet, but we'll get to that part, Buckaroos. Let's start at the beginning. Big dog, where'd you grow up?
Compton.
All right. And how was it growing up there?
Oh, you know how it goes over there. That shit random. Anything could happen any day. It's different.
For the people that may not know, try to go a little bit more in depth with your description, such as like, are the palateros pushing the cart, honk, honk, honk? Because the ice cream man rolling down the street, like, what do we got? What's it like? Paint a picture, baby.
All right, well, you got the junkies. You got the homies hanging around the corners. You got my uncles and shit. You got everything you just exposed to as a kid. Like, you see it as normal. You grow up in the house seeing guns and shit like that. Like, you don't see it as crazy. You see it just like
Casual.
yeah, like move the AR over so you can sit down on the couch and shit. Like, like it's just normal. It's just, you know what I mean?
Did you get into a lot of trouble growing up as a young pup?
Not really as far as like jail and shit like that.
Yeah, trouble with the law.
The law, nah. And then in school, I mean, I probably would have got in more trouble if I actually went. I mean, the only thing I would go to school for, I would ditch and come back, jump, eat free lunch, and roll out again. Like, I probably only went to school just to sell weed and shit like that, just eat pills and all that bullshit that was in at the time.
Why? Because you weren't f***ing with school at all?
I just had too much going on at home. It was just like, I got to pay for my own shit. You know what I mean? I'm buying my own clothes and shit since I was 12. Like, it gets to a point where you're like, what the fuck you teaching me? You putting alphabets in my math. Like, the fuck you gonna help me with? Like, it gets to that point. Like, you're not even focused on this because you got too much focused on that.
I completely understand. So then,
Hold up. I want to know what's the difference between Compton now and when you were growing up as a kid?
Now I think it's wild. I think it's even more wild now. I think it's nuts now because now, I mean.
Why you say that?
Well, because back then there was only stock clips, and now niggas got drums and 30s and all kind of shits in there, and they don't give about nothing.
that's a pretty valid point. When we were growing up, it wasn't no extendos. We had the little.
You was lucky to have a
Deuce 5.
38.
Yeah, exactly. We had the little Saturday Night Special or the little pocket rocket, big drums.
Some shit bigger than them.
That's crazy you say that
Well,
because a lot of the older people, they'll say like the new generation is watered down and that, it was more cracking in the 90s, whoop-de-whoop-de-wop. But what you just said right now, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I mean, like all that shit's more accessible to get to now. Like, it's just so now I think, I mean, I wasn't there, and you're saying like the 80s and 90s, I was born,
Or even like 2000s.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I mean, even that was still bad, but like I said, it's not like they like the shit we got now. They got some crazy shit.
I mean, but with that being said, just because got drums doesn't mean though they ain't willing to play with the band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I try to keep the music and the street separated. To be honest, like I'm it's hard not to, because like that's what music is basically nowadays. But yeah.
So in ninth grade, you're already doing the damn thing for what it's worth. At what point did you realize you decided you wanted to try to around with the rap?
About 16, 17, I started I seen my cousin Chapo, Compton Chapo.
Shout out to Joker Boy, aka Compton Chapo.
Yeah, it was Joker Boy at the time. I seen he was rapping, and I was like, I've always been real into music. Like my pops, my brothers always had all kind of CDs laying around and shit. Anything you could think of, Snoop, Mace, all that shit. So I always been real into it. But when I seen him rapping, I was like, oh shit, I could do this shit too. And yeah, I remember just going to his crib one time, and he had a little studio in one of the rooms, and just started from there.
So you made a song in that studio?
Yeah, I was actually I ran in there pumped up talking about I'm a freestyle some, and they sat me down and explained how to write bars and put the points on the paper, and I sat there and did that, and I mean the rest is history.
Do you remember what that first song was called?
Nah, but I remember talking about like being like only having like top ramen and beans in the house. I remember saying something like that.
Don't lie, fool. You know the whole song. Just say 4 bars.
I really don't. I one of the bars was like I grew up on top ramen and beans, but I really don't remember the rest of the song.
How old were you then? 16, you said?
Like 16, 17, I want to say.
That's tight.
But yeah.
And then how did it progress from there?
From there, I honestly I kind of just like forgot about it, because I was just at that point I was just living in trap houses at that point, from like just bouncing around, like just living anywhere, just taking care of shit, like, you know what I mean? Just like really just to the point where I can't even leave my house type shit. Like I'm really trapping, like, and I don't know what happened, where I seen something, some kind of song, something that I seen, and I was like, man, I can't believe these motherfuckers is making this much money off this music shit. You know what I mean? And I started rapping again. I started trying to do something, and I ended up going to my uncle Ernie G in Santa Monica.
Yep. Shout out to the homie from Proper Dose, the legendary Ernie G.
Yes, sir. Shout out to him. He was in, you know, that's the first studio I actually like recorded a full like
real song.
And I recorded a bunch of shit right there too.
He made the beats.
I think I picked them off YouTube and shit like that. He might have made me like 1 or 2 of them, but I think they were like YouTube beats at the time.
That's cool shit.
But point is, that's where it started from. And then again, my cousin Chapo caught wind of that, and he was like, "Oh shit, we gotta go to this over here." So he started taking me to the other one in
North Hollywood.
Yeah, North Hollywood, that one we was talking about earlier. And yeah, so I started with it, but I was still doing the street shit, and ended up still just I ended up getting caught for some shit, you know what I mean?
And you feel like going into details about that?
I mean, I'll go into somewhat detail.
No, yeah, it's cool. I'm not Vlad, fool. Don't trip.
But yeah, so ended up catching a trafficking charge, and I took off. They ended up letting me. I took off. I went to Mexico, and I was out there for about a year, just bouncing around everywhere. Like,
what was that like? Like, try to like run it back to like making the decision, like, yo, it's time to skip town, baby.
It was a no-brainer. It was like the first day I left. I was like, y'all letting me out? Like, I'm gone. Like, this don't look good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there ain't no way these not gonna come back.
So you got out on bail, or you got out on OR?
That on
on OR?
On a no file.
Oh, that's tight.
On a no file. No, that's not tight, because you come home and you ain't got no paperwork. Niggas looking at you like.
Oh, I guess that's super valid.
So now niggas is looking at you like, what the fuck? So I took off, bounced. I was in Mexico just bouncing around, boom, boom, boom. And had to go to explain myself over there. And that's something else. First, like,
what was it like when you first went to Mexico? You're crossing the border. What was the feelings?
I popped a Zanny and I slept. I had my brother take me. I said, I don't want to even see this.
I ain't mad at that.
I said, I don't want to see this. I just knocked out in the back seat. I woke up, started bouncing around hotels, this and that. Last 6 months or so that I was out there, I was staying in Rosarito. And yeah, a little beach house. It was pretty dope, I ain't gonna lie. But it's just was just too paranoid to enjoy it though. Like, you know what I mean?
But that paranoia, you could say, probably kept you safe, right?
Yeah, kept me on my toes.
Did you feel like they was on your bumper?
Oof.
That's an understatement or what?
It's like, man, it's to a point where you look at everybody in the store like
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like, it don't feel right. That shit.
And my boy was at the Oxxo tripping.
Nah, it's like you go to it's pretty modern over there now. They got Walmart and all that shit.
Nah, I
like
know.
it's not like
No, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Right
still
when
not-
Rosarito starts is the
Yeah.
Walmart, the whole little
so
shit.
it's like it's not like it's not like you living in the boondocks type.
No, absolutely not. I used to go to Rosarito quite a bit. It's a great place.
Yeah, so I mean, point is, I was just keeping contact with my lawyer, and I was just like, I'm tired of it over here. So he's like, come back, but just know that they might be watching you, whatever. A year later, they end up dropping a warrant on me. I had $1 million warrant for that shit. I had to end up. I said, "F- it, let's just get this shit over with. Turn myself in, like
Easy boy.
like. Nah, I wanted my paperwork, nigga. I ain't give a fuck about like I knew it was bad, but still, I wanted this. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, like that meant more than anything. So I went in there, started shit. They was hitting me with all kind of shit. The numbers, it was 30, and then yeah, it was the weight enhancement was what they was trying to hit me with. They was trying to hit me with that shit
A weight enhancement?
for having over 80.
Oh,
And yeah, so they was trying to hit me with that shit. And yeah, shout out to my lawyer. He did his thing. I don't want to throw his name out there and shit, but we had the same one that got a Snoop off his murder case back in the day.
that's right.
So
If you don't mind me asking, how did they even catch you with that?
I don't want to get into detail on that.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't want to get into detail on that. But point is, I got pulled over. Long story.
Yeah.
short,
Long story short version is cool.
All right, basically got pulled over by CHP,
Ah, those bastards.
and yeah, he had the dog on him.
That's a kind of a coinkadink right there.
No. They was already on it. They
Oh,
already knew.
I see.
They already. That's what I said.
Oh, it was a whole vibe. Yeah.
So they already knew what was going on. The dogs came, yada yada, and it was just it was bad. And I mean, yeah.
So then what happened? You got popped. You got the badass lawyer.
Got popped. Ended
Then
up
what?
going in 2018. Came out the end of 2020, September 2020. Just started doing this rap shit. I was like, man, like I came home. I started trying to do like a truck, like delivering trucks type shit. You know what I mean? I tried to start doing that shit. That ain't work. I want to do like a car wash type thing, the detailing shit. That ain't work. Started doing like a construction type.
All that sound like hard work.
Yeah,
my G.
fool. And I was like, man, so I can't sell this shit no more. Like, what else am I gonna do? And I was just like, man, I still know everybody like over here. I could start rapping again. And I just started rapping again. My cousin Chapo linked me up again with drummers producer Hundo. Shout out Hundo.
Yep, shout out to 100.
And yeah, I've been in the studio with him ever since. And then shout out Drum. He's been showing love even before I got on the team with him. Like, he was linking me up with him, his video dudes, giving me pointers on what to do and all this like, so yeah. So I started just so I started working with Hundo probably around like November. And I want to say we put a project out like by June. We called it TKC. And you did like what? I want to say 2-3 of the videos. I did 3 videos on there. You did them for
The
me?
fitness one, the one in the trap.
And then the one we did at Staples with the Lolo.
Oh yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah,
That one's
was
all
my
right.
first video.
That was all right. That was a good first video, Buckaroo.
Yeah, we did it right there in Compton, right there on top of the Greyhound station.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
by the
that's
Lolo
right.
on top. And then we did it in front of Staples.
With that green Lolo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's tight. I remember that. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was my first video.
So what was it like? What was it like being around Drummer? You know what? Let's rewind that. What's it like having Compton Chapo as your cousin, like with all the knowledge he has on the music industry? Because him and Drum and even me, we all actually maybe even Joker Boy was a little bit before me because we all kind of came up together. You know what I'm saying? So like, what was that like with the knowledge that he gave to you? Because I want to say like you got a good start as opposed to like you didn't have to really try to go through no bullshit figure shit like a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? So what was that like with a Joker Boy?
I mean, yeah,
Coaching.
Man.
Let me rephrase. How about this? Did you try to do anything without him prior?
I was already starting to try to rap, and then that's when he heard like, oh, rapping.
But did you go through any bullshit, like trying to get a hold of this or trying to get a hold of that?
No. As soon as I started rapping, he was like, "Nigga, get your ass in the studio," like
perfect,
type shit. And
perfect.
Like, he explained, like he taught me how to write bars, all that shit, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
Get to it.
Yeah. So it was like I kind of already had an idea of what I wanted to do, but he just kind of coached me more through it, and I mean. That's my big bro right there. Like that's really my family. Like we blood. Like
no, yeah, that's your actual. I mean, clearly. I mean, I know that you guys look alike. Is that disrespectful or what? Who's more handsome? Pause. So all right. So now JB introduces you to Drum.
Yeah, I met Drum like back like I said when I was just with the studio right there at Neighborhood Watch. Like, I met that 4 years ago, and I mean. That's been the homie since I met him.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so even since then, he's always been like teaching me little shit, like even what to listen for and shit like that. Like, he done gave me a bunch of game on.
I ain't mad at that. So now, is it safe to say that you're with HF?
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Yeah.
Got your HF chain. That shit.
You know what I mean?
It's shiny. Got some diamonds on it.
A little something.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
So then, how many songs have you put out thus far since the TKC stuff?
Since the TKC stuff, I've put out one project with Drum called Forever Up. We dropped that one in
What features do you have besides Drummer on there?
It's just me and him. It's a collab album.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Did you shoot any videos?
Yeah, we did I think we did like 2 videos for it.
How'd those go? How was the reception on that?
Yeah, they went pretty good. We did one. We shot one on the yacht, and then we did another one. Just I think like some Airbnb type shit or like.
How'd the views do?
Honestly, I don't really even be checking the views like that, so I couldn't even I couldn't even tell you. I would have to even look it up.
Sick ass fool. Don't trip. I'm gonna look it up.
We're gonna look it up right now. I know they're in the 100,000s though.
That's very good.
I just honestly, fool, I be so busy working and doing my video shoots and. Like,
I'm not gonna cap. I remember telling this fool something about Instagram. He's like, I don't really be tripping off of that. Gee, I was like, it's kind of crazy.
Like. Honestly, I barely made my Instagram when I started doing music. I'm not into it. Like it's not my shit. Like I know I have to use it for all this, so I'm really starting to get on it now.
Oh, you almost got damn near 1 million views. You got 250,000 views and you got 1 million views. I guess you don't need to look after
That's
all.
why I don't look. They'll let me know.
All right. So what? So let me ask you this. During all of these music videos, did you ever picture like yourself with the big booty shaking their ass, you right there doing some crazy rapper shit?
Actually, yeah, in a way I did.
Haha, that's tight.
I like since a kid, like I said, I've always loved music. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to be an athlete. I'm short. I was 5'2". In high school, I was a little short mother. You know, I wasn't gonna be no athlete, and everybody, you know what I mean. I grew up seeing nothing but dope dealers and shit like that, and you know what I mean. I see niggas just hustling and getting what they get, and I don't see nobody with a job that I know, like you know what I mean. I didn't at that time. I didn't see nobody with a job that I know that looked like they was doing good, and I need a lot, and so that's the only way I knew how to get it too. And so I tried that, and I always seen myself I was like either I'm gonna do this. But I really wanted to do the music, but you're doing this to take care of yourself. And then I always had that in the back, little backup plan. And so that didn't go well. So now it's time to do the music.
I ain't mad at that. What's been your favorite music video that you've done thus far?
The one in the yacht looked fun. That
Yeah,
shit look hella fun.
that I would say I have one that recently came out called "Take 'Em Back." I had my son in the video with me. I would say that one would be my favorite.
That was real.
That's tight.
I would say that one would be my favorite so far, just because I have my son in it.
That's very dope. What talk about the new project that just dropped.
The new project, Grind Don't Stop. That one just came out June 2nd. I like it. Front to back, everybody that I know, they bumping it. No skips. I fuck with it. We shooting videos for it right now. I have one video out for it. The other video that you just did for me.
Mm-hmm.
I got another one that Voice, shout out Voice Too Hard.
Shout out Voice Too Hard.
He got one, and then I'm about to do another 2 more. So we working on this one. It's gonna go up. We're gonna do something with this one.
Who covered some of the production on that bad boy?
The production on that, mix and mastered by Hundo.
Facts. Great.
Hundo, I would say, I mean, he's done, I would say, like, if I had to put a number on it, he's done probably like 80% of all my beats. Like, I only
That's
work
solid.
with him. And like, I've gone to other people. I've gone to like on this project, it's I got him, Zace, the homie Sav did it.
Sav is cool. I've known that man for quite some time.
Yeah, so we got him, and then on the features we got Big Sad 1900.
That's dope as shit.
Yeah,
Big Sad's cool as hell.
I got a video with him coming out. That
Sick.
Voice shot. So that one's gonna be dope. I got a homegirl Cartel Baby.
Shout out to Cartel Baby.
Have you heard of her already?
I've seen her around. I haven't personally met her.
Yeah, she dope. So got her, and then I got Compton Chapo on there. So yeah, so we got one with him.
Who else has made the beats? Oh, so you said Zace, Sav. Zace, Sav, Hundo.
I got another. Eno was on there. Drum. I got a feature with Drum on there too.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got him on there too. But yeah, for the most part, just Hundo, Zace, Sav, and Eno.
What's your studio process like? Because I know what it's like going to the studio with Chapo and Drum. Like, motherfuckers be in there, bro.
Yeah, when I get into it, I actually stay there and everything. Bless you.
Sorry about that.
No, you good. I be spending the night there. I be there.
As a matter of fact, that's facts. Because I remember I called you a couple of days ago, and it was like at 9 p.m. And then I called you again at 7. Or no, you called me like at 7 or 8. And I was like, hey, yo, how'd you sleep? You're like, I didn't. But the studio.
Bless you.
Salud.
That's why I hate you motherfuckers smoking blunts in this bitch, boy. God damn, I hate you smokers, man. Hey, but not so long story short, you spent a lot of time in the. So how many songs are you actually cutting? Are you cutting like a gang of songs? And
I
then,
have
like,
a bunch of unreleased shit.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
I have a lot of shit. Like, say, as far as projects out, I only have TKC, which only has like 10 tracks on it. I got Forever Up has 10 tracks on it, and then this one, Grind Don't Stop, has 10 tracks on it. I have a couple singles that I've put out in between. But as far as songs unreleased, I got in my phone alone, I probably got close to like at least a good 30, 40.
It's pretty intense.
And that's just what I got on my phone.
When do you intend to release them bad boys?
I'm working on a little strategy of how I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna flood it in a way.
I mean, it's cool to sit on this shit, but I would definitely get it out.
Yeah, no. I'm getting it out, but it's just the way I'm doing it.
I'm also not trying to sabotage any marketing plans, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, we're gonna put them out.
Can we? What music videos do you intend on shooting? Okay, so you already did the one I did, which is the Grind Don't Stop, like the intro video. You got the one with Big Sad. What else do you plan on shooting?
We're gonna do.
Oh, the one with the baby, of course.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna do that one, and then I'm gonna do another one for Too Busy for the second song on the album.
Which is solo?
Yeah, it's a solo one.
What can we try to do to get you and Joker Boy's song as a music video? Like, how can we make that happen, G?
Man,
What do we gotta do?
I don't know what I gotta do. I've been asking him, and man, I
He's
don't
a
know.
hater, dog. I think he's hating on his little cousin at this point, G.
We trying.
The student is gonna pass the master, and my boy don't want to pass the torch, so he ain't gonna pop out.
We trying.
Took that shit far as fuck up. Damn, that shit's amazing. So what? What's up with Ernie? What's Ernie contributing to these new days in music? Big Ernie Jeezys.
Man, honestly, what I just seen, actually, Mexican Power just came out on that Hot Cheeto movie, that new Hot Cheeto movie.
Damn, you're taking us to lunch, fool. I know that check slapped.
Yeah, that shit came out on there. I seen that shit. I actually watched that shit yesterday, and I seen that shit.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, and then it has that little clip, and Mexican Power came out to it. And I actually texted him. I sent him the little video of it. He was like, what? He hadn't even seen it yet.
But obviously he knows because he got a publishing check from that shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, so.
Well, actually, publishing is a back end. He probably got a fat check up. Anyways, so what's cracking with him on any future production? You plan on working with him at all?
I mean, yeah, we could get something going. I honestly, I just chop it up. I chop it up with him on some regular shit. Like,
He's your family.
yeah,
So.
yeah. So.
What about your cousin,
What cousin?
Drew?
Drew. Yeah, I talked to him too.
Tell him to shoot some beats.
I actually was talking to him like last week about that. Shout out to him. Shout out to Drew.
He be busy.
Yeah.
Drew's really, really good, but
Yeah. He actually just sent me some sample. It was like last week actually. He just sent me some sample shit.
little
like,
pack.
Yeah.
Those two individuals,
Yeah. So.
the G's.
Mm-hmm.
The G's. Hey, is it a coincidence that's? Oh, never mind. This was not even here right now.
Yeah. He hasn't got introduced yet.
Nah, he's not here. Well, who do you plan on working with? What are some aspirations you have in this game? I know you don't give a about the stats. Clearly, good thing they're good. But because if they were sorry, baby, you wouldn't even be up here, baby.
Look, man, if I thought it was whack, I wouldn't even be wasting my time. Like, straight up.
I feel that.
I wouldn't even be wasting my time if I thought my shit was whack. Like, I go in there, I'm not trying to sound like nobody else. I just go in there and do my shit.
That's right.
Like, it is what it is. You're gonna talk shit, be like, oh, he tries to sound like he's from Atlanta or Chicago or this and that or not West Coast. And I don't give a listen to what the I listen to. And if my shit sounds like any other way, that's because of that. But I ain't going in there trying to sound like nobody. I don't sound like nobody. You could go ahead. Anybody could try to say, oh, I know I don't sound like nobody. Like,
I feel it.
I know I'm in there doing my own thing. Like, I don't even write the shit. I just build it in the booth. So can't nobody say they writing my shit so I could sound like somebody. So
basically, you're doing the 4-bar punch-in vibes,
Yeah,
or
but-
whatever your method is.
yeah, so I'm in there just.
So you're definitely saving phone battery, and you're not wasting pens and paper.
Yeah, I go airplane mode. That phone goes thrown on the couch when I get in there.
That's tight.
I don't.
I'm not down to think that much. I'd rather just write this shit down.
Nah, if I sit there and write it down, I'm gonna overthink it, and then if I try to rap it, I'm gonna sound like I'm reading out loud in class and shit. stuttering.
Oh, I like that. So you have to do it the way you do it.
I have to. Like, even if I were to write it, I would have to memorize it and then do it.
I'm from the hub.
Fucking
Get hit with some slugs.
start stuttering and shit.
That's tight.
Like, I can't do that.
Who are some people that you'd like to work with in the game? Big or small? I don't really give a shit.
Man,
I'm just trying to hear about it.
right now, honestly, I think I want to get one in with Phoenix.
That's tight. You guys got the direct line on that, so that's light.
Some with him. I actually was just thinking about that the other day, so I gotta really look into that myself, because I'd be so busy working on my own shit that, like, even when I did the feature with Big Sad, I was at a podcast and somebody just happened to put it like on the live comments on the side and said Charlie Stone should do something with Big Sad 1900. I looked it up from that. And
You're like, hey, that's a good idea.
no, like, I just looked it up just to see who it was, and I started listening to the dude's shit, and I was like, oh, he actually get off.
Big Sad's cool as shit.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And that's where that came from. So it's like, Like I said, I just be so busy doing my shit that I honestly don't really like. Even when I came in and I first started rapping, like 2020, like when I first started getting into the studio, like with Hundo, I didn't even know nothing about. I didn't know any of the local artists. I didn't know about nobody. Like I was like, the only thing I knew about was like Lil Durk and shit like that. Like I was, my head was still like in 2017, 18, that kind of music. Like I was still like, I didn't even know what was nobody who nobody was. And then so I barely started finding about all that shit when I started rapping. Like I didn't even know about who any of these motherfuckers were.
No, I feel it. I totally feel it. So we're gonna get to the good questions now, Buckaroo. Top 5 favorite Latin rappers ever. I don't care who it is. It could be Pitbull and I don't know, someone else from over there.
Man,
But top 5 Latin.
I could throw myself on the list.
No,
Latin rappers.
you can't say Dylon because he's not Latin.
I would say right now I would have to go with maybe D Baby from Texas.
Oh, that's nice.
That fool go in.
That's very nice of you to say.
My
Don't give a
my cousin, I would say my cousin Chapo. This is no order.
Compton Chapo's definitely
This is-
one of the best rappers from Compton
This
ever.
is-
No cap.
And this is in no particular order. I would, my cousin Compton Chapo, D Baby, and not even because I fought like, just because I know dude like that. Drummer.
I hate that fool. I like it.
Let's see.
If you got to think that hard.
Big Pun.
Oh, that's tight. Okay, go ahead. Fuck.
Big Pun. I think before I speak, baby.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to be a player no more, ass.
Oh yeah, shit. We gotta throw Ernie G on the list. We gotta throw Proper Dose Ernie G on the list.
Oh,
Shit.
man.
I ain't even, because honestly,
Looking for a feed behind him.
we gotta throw him on there. Like,
Ernie's a very, very nice and humble guy. I don't know if it's because I met him under different circumstances, but he's always been really nice to me. So
yeah, he cool.
there's that. That's tight. That's a pretty good list. Pretty tight list. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Compton Chapo's number 1.
Yeah, on my list, of course, yeah. I would say.
That's right. So what's coming up next then? What do we got next? What's the next moves? We still focusing on this? Or are you already looking forward to the next release?
Honestly, I'm already working on the next project.
That's right.
Like, I don't like dropping nothing without anything behind it. Like,
I'm not mad at
I
that.
don't want to scramble.
Yeah, the follow-up got to be already ready to rock,
Yeah.
or at least in production.
Yeah.
So we got one more video that's going to drop off of the Grind Don't Stop, huh?
2 more.
2. All right.
So, hold up. Let me get my numbers. That one, boom. So we're going to get 1, 2.
You're dropping 4 videos off of that project.
I think it's going to be 5.
I'm not mad at that. That's great.
5.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Because we already have,
Excuse me.
We already have 2 basically ready, and we're going to shoot 2 more. So 5. Yeah.
Dope. And then, so what are you doing on the next project already? Is there anything that you want to disclose to the people watching?
Just stay tuned. That's all I got to say on that.
I don't
Stay
like that
tuned.
weak ass. Come on, dog.
What do you want? What do you want? here?
One
What do you
feature.
want here?
What do you got? What do you got for me, G?
Man, I don't have no features on it yet.
I'm not mad at that.
That's honestly what I'm waiting on to do that, because I want to get somebody featured on there. But
Well, I guess you kind of mentioned who you wanted to try to get on. So.
yeah,
And everyone that you mentioned is gonna go good. So
yeah,
there's that.
we gonna get the little homie. We gonna get the little homie Digo. I have a little homie Digo from Compton. He go in. We gonna get a feature from him.
Digo
Digo the Great.
the Great.
Digo.
How old is this young man?
He young. I think he like 19 or something.
Oh, a young man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very dope.
Yeah. So
Always trying to
coming
help
up.
the youth.
So I want to get him on there. He do his shit. We're gonna get some of the little homies too that be rapping. We gonna get them on there too. But as far as features of mine, honestly, I gotta really look into that one. That's something I gotta look into.
And I know that you be doing a lot of shows. Talk to us about the tours and shit that you be on.
That shit been dope.
Talk to me about what you recently done. Where have you been lately?
I've been to Arizona,
Damn, man.
New Mexico,
Okay.
Denver. We about to go to El Paso on July 1st.
That's it.
So, and for me, I mean, honestly, that shit dope. Cause
Have you ever rapped in a small shitty venue before with no one in the crowd?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. What year was this?
I don't even want to talk about it like that, man. But let's just say I've done it.
I feel like you haven't, but if you're saying you have, I'm gonna believe you. Well, how does it feel to be doing these big ass shows? I know not all of them are fucking major convention centers, but like, what does it feel like to rock a big ass crowd? You know what I'm saying?
It's cool. Honestly.
I mean, I know what it feels like, but how's it feel for you?
It's tight, fool. Because like honestly, like, and then the fact that you traveling, you going somewhere just to do that, like that's just tight. Like, it's just a whole vibe. You feel like, I feel like a lot of the crowd, a lot of the out of state crowd.
Oh, they love it.
Yeah, it's like
super nice.
Yeah, the out of state ones.
Like if
dope.
we rock right here down the street in downtown, they're just gonna be like
just like this, like
kind of tripping out, like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But over there, they're like, yeah,
yeah, that shit crazy.
Dope, huh? What you're gonna think this is weird, but when I used to go do tours and shit, I used to trip out on how different places you could see the stars more.
Yeah, because I noticed.
Like in Denver,
and shit. Yeah.
I think in Denver you can see like the purple nebula in the sky.
Yeah,
like you can see the stars.
Hey, Denver, cool as I like going to Denver. We go over there. We got a homie that works, a homie in cookies right there. Every time we go over there, we get hooked up with the weed.
Sick ass Denver cookie plug.
We be smoking. I be having to even leave some of them just because they be blessing the shit out of us. It'd be like, damn. And then not only because we can't smoke it, it'd be so cold. The last time we went in November one time, I got like an ounce and a half for free. I couldn't even smoke the whole shit because we couldn't smoke in the hotel, so I had to go outside to smoke.
And it was too cold.
You be out that bitch, get like 4-5 hits and just tap out like
yeah, fuck good.
that shit a different kind of cold.
Nah, yeah, I don't do well in the cold either. So, what do you got coming up next besides the July date? So, what do you kick when you do shows locally? Do you pull up and scam and jam, or do you kick it around?
I pull up at the end and just do my thing and roll out. Honestly, the club thing ain't really my scene.
It's definitely not my scene either. It's better that way. Avoid less bullshit.
Yeah, you know, I just pull up, do what I gotta do, and get out.
Who do you see? Who do you see making noise in the scene right now? Other than yourself, obviously. Who do you see doing it, period, right now in our racket? I don't want to hear about fucking Dirk. I mean, like our actual racket, our little shit that we got going on. Because you know the California scene's probably like a lot different than
it is.
Everyone else.
It is. Honestly, who I see making noise, the homie Drum and King Lil G just made that video right now, banging.
Mm-hmm.
That went up like a so they making a lot of noise off that shit. We just went to Vegas like a weekend ago or so.
How was that?
And they performed that shit at the House of Blues. The crowd was like nuts, sold out. So they making noise off that shit. Man,
that's a whole wave though.
Yeah, but honestly, like I said, that's a question to ask because I don't even really be paying attention. Like I don't.
I mean, realistically speaking, the drummer and the G wave is about a kind of tsunami everything. I think low key.
Like as far as like I said, I don't really listen to the local shit right now. Like if because everybody sounds the same. Truth be told, a lot of people sound the same, and it just like once I hear something that sound like somebody else, I'm just like, I ain't really like the only one standing out. I would say like, I mean, OGZ always done his thing. Phoenix always done his thing. Mm-hmm. They had their own sound. They like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot of just came behind that. Mm-hmm. Draco, he made his sound. A lot of came behind that. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know. The music scene where they at right now is kind of like, it's kind of Like I said, I just work on my own shit.
I ain't mad at it.
I ain't really paying attention with it.
So, let's see here. Let's down. Who's the hottest in your city aside from you? If you had to give someone else props.
Shit, I would say the little homie once he come home, he locked up right now. But the homie D go the great, he go in, he hard.
Are there a lot of other Latin rappers from your city?
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, ain't no with me. Ain't no with me. Straight up.
I like it. Do you do rap battles?
Nah, this ain't 8 Mile, baby.
Do you do rap beefs?
Ain't no. I'm here for the money, baby. That little beef shit whack. That shit just all controversy. They be all mad at each other and they go do a song with each other the next week. It's like, man, all this shit missing is Don King in the middle. Like even to do features with somebody, like I gotta check it out for a little bit. That's not nothing that I ever rush into.
No, I like it.
Like there's a couple people that I do want to do some features with. I'm gonna keep it to myself though. But like
you gotta watch real quick.
Yeah, I just gotta watch real quick. I gotta see
little behavioral patterns.
See who they with. You know what I mean?
With it. Well, is there anything you want to leave the people with before we clock out, my G?
Shit, Grind Don't Stop out now. All platforms. Go check that shit out. We're gonna have a bunch of videos on the way. Shit. And we still working. We're gonna drop some more shit after this. I plan on dropping another 2 projects before the year over. We gonna get it.
Also, be sure to watch my boy at a city near you on the tour with a drummer and G.
Oh yeah, that part. We gonna be in El Paso on the 1st, and a whole bunch of other tours that I don't even know about that he said he know about.
I don't know anything, technically speaking. But nah, yeah, free the homie Digo.
Yeah, free the homie Digo. Shout out to my cousin, Compton Chapo.
Damn, that shit was amazing.
Man, you gotta cut that shit out.
Compton Chapo's in the building. He doesn't want to come on camera, so maybe I'm capping right now, but
we gonna have to redo that.
I'll cut that shit. I ain't worried. Well then, I highly appreciate you coming out, spending time with us here at the Food Community. Yeah. We'll be sure to make some of these posts as controversial as possible. You know, exploit you, things like that. And that's it. It's been another episode of Food Community Podcast. We got my boy Charly Stone, a.k.a. Hub City Chuck. We got my boy Rich Homie Juan. We got Chris Sour Apple here in the cut. And we may or may not have the legend Compton Chapo here.
We may or may not, but long live Drew.
Facts. Long live Drew.
Right.
I'm LA Icon. You know what it is. We out.